There's a specific moment when you realize your marriage isn't just going through a rough patch, it's actually over. And the terrifying part? You might still be living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, going through all the motions, but something fundamental has died, and you both know it. The question nobody wants to ask is, what do you do when staying feels like dying slowly, but leaving feels impossible? Here's what nobody tells you about a failing marriage. The end doesn't usually come with a dramatic fight or a devastating betrayal. For most people, it comes with silence, with indifference, with that sinking feeling every morning when you wake up and realize you're more like roommates managing a household than partners building a life. According to relationship researcher Dr. John Gottman, who studied over 3,000 couples across 40 years, he can predict divorce with 94% accuracy just by watching couples interact for 5 minutes. And the biggest predictor isn't conflict, it's contempt. That moment when you stop seeing your partner as someone you respect and start seeing them as an obstacle you tolerate. But here's where it gets complicated. You've built an entire life together. Maybe there are kids involved. Definitely there are finances, families, friends, a home, shared history. The practical reality of untangling all of that feels overwhelming, so you stay. Not because you want to, but because you don't know how not to. Most people don't leave bad marriages, they just stop showing up emotionally while their body stays behind. And that's where the real damage happens, not in the leaving, but in the staying when you've already checked out mentally. I want to walk you through something that might change how you see this entire situation, because what you're facing isn't just about whether to stay or go. It's about understanding what's actually broken, whether it can be fixed, and what it costs you to keep pretending. Let's start with the hardest question. Is your marriage actually dead, or is it just dormant? There's a massive difference. A dormant marriage has neglect, distance, maybe even resentment. But underneath all that, there's still two people who remember why they chose each other. A dead marriage? That's when one or both of you looks at the other person and feels nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not even disappointment. Just emptiness. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of Emotionally Focused Therapy, found that relationships can survive almost anything, betrayal, conflict, major life stress, as long as the emotional bond isn't completely severed. But when that bond breaks, when you stop turning toward each other and start living parallel lives, that's when repair becomes nearly impossible without serious intervention. Have you ever gone through something like this? Let me know below. Here's what I see happen all the time. People wait. They wait for things to magically improve. They wait for their partner to change. They wait for the right time to have the hard conversation. And while they're waiting, years pass. Their kids grow up in a house where love looks like cold politeness. They themselves forget what it feels like to be truly seen, truly wanted, truly alive in a relationship. A 2024 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that the average person spends 3.7 years in a marriage they know is over before taking action. Think about that. Nearly 4 years of your one life spent in a situation you know isn't working because the fear of change outweighs the pain of staying. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself, for your partner, even for your kids, is admit the truth and make a change. Staying in a dead marriage doesn't make you loyal. It makes you a ghost haunting your own life. Now, before you make any decisions, you need to do 3 specific things. Not eventually, not when it feels right, now. First, the brutal honesty audit. Sit down, alone, with a journal or notes app, and answer these questions with zero sugarcoating. When was the last time you felt genuine affection for your partner? When was the last time they made you laugh? If your best friend was in this exact relationship, what would you tell them to do? Are you staying out of love, or out of fear, obligation, or convenience? Write down raw, honest answers, because you can't fix what you won't face. Second, the intervention therapy. If there's even 10% of you that thinks this marriage could be saved, you need couples therapy, not someday. Schedule it this week. And I'm not talking about one session with a mediocre therapist. I'm talking about finding an evidence-based therapist who specializes in relationships in crisis.
The Gottman Institute reports that couples wait an average of 6 years of being unhappy before seeking help. By that point, the damage is so deep that therapy becomes about managing the divorce, not saving the marriage. But if you go early enough, if both people are willing to show up, be vulnerable, and do the uncomfortable work, relationships can transform. I've seen marriages that looked absolutely dead come back to life when both people finally stopped defending their position and started fighting for the relationship instead of against each other. The key word there is both people. If you're the only one willing to try, if your partner refuses therapy or shows up but refuses to engage, that tells you everything you need to know. Third, the exit strategy assessment. Even if you're not ready to leave, you need to know that you could leave. Financial dependence, fear of being alone, not knowing where you'd live, these things keep people trapped in situations that are actively harming them. Talk to a lawyer, even if it's just a consultation. Understand your rights, your financial reality, what divorce would actually look like. Look at your bank accounts, your assets, your options. Not because you're definitely leaving, but because being informed gives you power. Research from the Journal of Family Psychology shows that people who feel they have viable options, financial, social, practical, are more likely to either improve their marriage or leave it, rather than staying stuck in toxic limbo. If this hit home for you, hit that like button so I know this kind of content helps. Now, here's the part that might make you uncomfortable. Your kids. If you're staying for the kids, you need to hear this. Kids don't need their parents to stay married. They need their parents to be emotionally healthy, present, and modeling what love actually looks like. A landmark 2023 study published in Developmental Psychology tracked children of divorce over 20 years and found something surprising. Kids whose parents divorced amicably and co-parented effectively had better mental health outcomes than kids whose parents stayed in high conflict or emotionally dead marriages. Your kids are learning what relationships look like by watching yours. Every day they see you tolerate disrespect, live with indifference, or pretend everything's fine when it clearly isn't. They're learning that this is what adult love looks like. Is that what you want them to accept in their own future relationships? You're not protecting your kids by staying in a broken marriage. You're teaching them that love means settling. Let me be clear about something. I'm not telling you to leave. That's your decision, and it's complex and personal, and nobody else can make it for you. What I am saying is this: you deserve more than a marriage that feels like a life sentence. Whether more means fighting to rebuild what you have with real professional help and mutual commitment, or whether it means having the courage to walk away and start over, either path requires you to stop pretending everything is fine. The worst option is the one millions of people choose: staying in a marriage that makes both people miserable year after year, waiting for something to change while doing nothing different. So tonight, I want you to do something small but significant. Find 5 minutes alone, in your car, on a walk, wherever, and ask yourself one question. If I knew for certain that this relationship would never change from what it is right now, would I choose to stay? Your gut reaction to that question tells you everything you need to know. Want more content that helps you figure things out when life feels like a mess? Hit subscribe. The truth is, whether you stay or go, the first step is the same. Stop lying to yourself about how okay you are, because you're not okay. And that's actually the beginning of everything changing. You already know what you need to do.